Hey y'all, welcome back to the party. It is me, your girl Britt Reacts. Today we're going to react to something a little different. This was actually sent to me via Instagram. And so it's an Instagram reel. The title of the reel is called "A White Professor's Hard Truth Leaves White Audience in Disbelief." Let's jump into it. I feel like I'm stirring the pot a little bit here by even reading that title.
People, just get over it. Like, slavery was a long time ago. All right? Why can't they just move on? Well, this is sort of precious coming from people who set off fireworks every July 4th. Because that's some old too, right?
Oh,
Like Independence Day, that didn't happen last week, right? We didn't break away from the British last Thursday. That's some old but we're still celebrating that. So when it's stuff that makes us feel good, we love it. When it's stuff that makes us feel better than others, superior, like we're the greatest people in the greatest country ever struck off from the forehead of God Almighty, oh, we'll remember that forever. We just don't like the stuff that brings us up a little.
Wait. See, I don't even know how to pause this correctly because it's on Instagram. Wow. Struck in the forehead of God. Lord have mercy. All right. So it got cut off a little bit in the beginning, and I can't just rewind it because it's like Instagram on my computer. But he's basically getting at the point that, like, he's saying white people say, like, black people should get over slavery. It was so long ago, yada, yada, yada. But then they'll celebrate a holiday like 4th of July, which was also so long ago. So it's okay to remember and acknowledge and reverence something that happened a long time ago as long as it makes you feel good. But slavery doesn't make people feel good, and so they don't feel it should be remembered or acknowledged or, you know, so on and so forth, is what I believe I am understanding.
Short makes us look a little less than superior, maybe not quite as good as we'd like to believe. If you don't understand why the past affects the present, particularly around issues like enslavement, putting aside the inheritance of wealth and the lack thereof, part of which is certainly an explanation for why currently the median white wealth is 15 times the median African-American wealth and 11 to 12 times the median Latino wealth. Certainly that has something to do with history, who had access to resources and who didn't. But putting aside that, let's just understand something. The only reason Donald Trump is president right now is because of a little thing called the Electoral College, which was put in place by folks. See, we got this revisionist history that we've been spinning for the last couple of months about the Electoral College. Oh, you know, it was put in there to prevent tyranny. For real, you think? Do you really think that? Because I don't think that. Right? That might have been one of the things that folks were concerned about, but it was also put in because folks like the folks in Virginia, in the bigger slaveholding states, right, didn't want direct democracy or anything even remotely like it because it would have hurt them because so much of their population was not enfranchised, right? So much of their population in some areas, 40% or over half of the people in some of those slaveholding states were what? Disenfranchised, counted as 3/5 of a human being, not considered people. And if you had anything remotely resembling direct democracy, those states would have been harmed by that. So in fact, the Electoral College was in part a compromise with slaveholding states, states who were dependent upon enslavement as a mechanism of economic development so as to improve their political position vis-a-vis non-slaveholding states.
Whoa. That was a lot. I feel like I'm watching a sermon and not like a professor speak. Okay. I like, whenever I hear like 3/5 of a person, I'm just like, how can anyone think that's an okay thing to say? That I am a fraction of the person that you are because of the skin on my body. Like, it just is such a wild concept. But anyway, when I first learned about the Electoral College, like, I really was just genuinely so confused. And obviously, as I've gotten older and become a voting citizen, I get it, but I've never had anyone explain it to me in a way that I'm like, oh, that makes sense. I always just feel like, oh, I mean, I get what you're saying, but like, it does. It feels like it was some type of Hail Mary to appease certain states and give them their power back without it disrupting certain things, if you will. This is interesting. I typically react to, I think, the opposite argument. Not for any other reason other than like it's what trends or what people ask me to react to. And there's way more of that perspective, in my opinion, than there is of this perspective, specifically from a white male. So this is really interesting. This is really interesting, my friends.
So if you don't understand how slavery, because this is the point, right? Even if you don't think racism was key to Donald Trump's own campaign, which, suggests to me that you might have been asleep for the last several months. Ooh. Even if you believe that, understand that racism in the 1700s, white supremacy embedded in the structure of the country at the founding of the country is most definitely implicated in his election, because without the obeisance to the electoral college, without that compromise, we know he would not be president right now. So that is why we have to think about the past, and that is why the past affects the present. See,
uh-oh, I didn't do that.
Can't black people.
That was it.
Just get over it.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Slavery was a long time ago.
Stop. There we go. All right. That was the reel. It was a little quick 90-second reel. I don't even know this gentleman's name. This was just sent to me. If you know who this professor is, if there's more clips of his speech, let me know. It was a take. And if you want to know my my point of view or my perspective on this 90-second clip, I think I agree in the fact of like, we can't pick and choose what's important in our history and pick and choose what to keep and acknowledge and reverence and honor and all these things. The history is the history. It is what it is. Like, it happened, and it definitely feels like in this administration, a lot of things are beginning to be erased. But why? Like, because it's lies, or we just want to only honor the good? So I don't know. That's my take on it. This literally felt like I was sitting in a sermon at church. Like, he was preaching. Let me know your thoughts. As always, be kind in your perspective and your point of view when you're typing. I accept all points of view. I just cannot and will not accept unkindness. So make sure it's riddled in kindness, my friends. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, because duh. Like I said, if you know who this man is or you have any other clips of him, please send them to me. This was just dropped off in my Instagram DMs, and it got to me because I rarely open those DMs because there's thousands and thousands of them and I can't keep up. So anywho, let me know your thoughts on this one, and I hope that you have the day you deserve. Peace.